The SpaceDebris spacecraft is ready to launch. During a mission outside the shuttle for some maintenance work on the Hubble Space Telescope, 2 astronauts are warned by Housen's mission control that a missile exploded into a disused satellite and triggered a chain reaction. Now a wave of debris moves at very high speed towards them. As they try to get back into the Explorer, the debris hit telescope and shuttle, killing the crew on the shuttle and leaving the 2 astronauts alone, drifting into space. So begins Gravity, a 2013 film by Alfonso Cuarón with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. It's just a movie, but last year, a small detritus hit the International Space Station, ISS, and opened a crack, 7 mm in diameter, on an outside glass of one of the dome windows. According to scientists, wastes floating in space are putting the ships and astronauts at risk. It is estimated that around 500,000 pieces of waste and waste produced by humans, giant satellites now dead, rocket launchers, and small nuts and bolts are estimated in orbit around the Earth. 6,800 tons of waste only in low ground orbit indicate that we are already close to a critical point, since any collision, even with small objects, can cause a lot of damage and generate more debris. Hugh Lewis, a professor of aerospace engineering at the University of Southampton, told BBC that although most of us may look something far away from the eyes and the mind, from his point of view are one of the worst environmental catastrophes we have met so far. That's why the removed debris ship is preparing for the launch. It is a mission that will test different ways to collect and eliminate the junk in orbit. The tanker, about the size of a washing machine, will be a space wreck and will try to trap a small satellite with a grid and a harpoon, to see which system is the most suitable. Remove debris will be one of the first missions in the world in this area, Dr. Jason Forshaw, team project manager, told BBC. We have technologies that have never been tested in space before. Operations are led by Surrey University's Space Centre, a county in southeastern England, and are ready to start next year. The ship will head first to the International Space Station, packed in a Supply rocket, a SpaceX Falcon 9, which is successfully testing these multi-purpose rockets. Here it will be unpacked by the astronauts and put into orbit. At the end of his experiments he will test the future de-orbiting technology. As he descends on Earth, he will deploy a 10 cubic meter sail, which will change his speed, so that he will not burn at the entrance to the atmosphere, preventing the ship to become space junk herself, as Forshaw has said. Hope is that the £15 million technology test mission will work and be replicated to clean up our garbage. ISS is struck by a tiny fragment, in fact, but the larger pieces represent a very pressing problem. In 2012, the European Invosat satellite, the size of a two-story bus, suddenly stopped working. Since then it orbits the Earth, threatening other key satellites on its path. If it crashed with something, it would release thousands and thousands of other fragments. More debris could cause further collisions, a chain effect known as Kessler's syndrome. The fear is that space can become unusable. The worst scenario is probably the loss of some vital satellites, warned Lewis. It would mean stepping back decades in terms of technology we take for granted on Earth.